Hello everyone, this is Sumant. In this video, let's discuss class variables and class methods in Python. So in the previous video, we have already discussed about object-oriented programming and we have seen the basics like what is class and what is object, how to create those, right? And also we have discussed about methods in that video. So if you didn't watch that video, I will give you the link for that video in the description. So let's begin this video. So first one is class variables. Before understanding these class variables, if you see this example which we have discussed in previous video, right? Here we have defined some variables, right? In this init method, we have defined some variables. Self.name is equal to name, self.age is equal to age, and self.gender is equal to gender, right? So these are called as instance variables. So these are the variables which are assigned inside the method, right? So these are called as instance variables, and the class variables are also called as static variables, are the variables which are common for every instance or object. So this instance variables will differ for every object, right? Like for every object we create, these will differ, but the class variable is same for every object. So let's understand how to create this class variable. So if you want to create class variable, we cannot create beneath the class. So here you can see I'm just giving year equal to, and I'm just giving year equal to 3. It means here we are taking the, like we are just the class, this class is about collecting the details of the student, right? So here I'm just giving the year, like which year they're correcting. So this is common for every student, right? So that I have given, so I have defined here beneath the class. So this is called as class variable. So this is the way you have to define a class variable beneath the class. Now if you want to access this class variable, there are two ways you can do that. So first way, so this is the class variable, right? So definitely you can just access using the class name. So this is the class name, right? Student info. So I'm just giving this dot. By using the dot, I'm just accessing this student info dot here. So you can see we got 3, right? And the other way which we gonna access is by using the object. So here we can see I have already created the object, right? Student1. I've created an object, and using this object, if I want to access, so using this object, if you want to access, I'm just giving student1 dot, and similarly you can just give student1 dot here. You can see even now we got the value 3. So this is the way, these are the two ways in which you're gonna access this class variable. And let's say you want to change the value of this class variable, right? So even that you can do that. Even you can do that. I'm just giving student info dot year equal to, I'm just giving, I just want to, this is the 4th year, so I'm just giving 4, and if I just give enter, now if I just try to access student info dot, now if I just try to access, you can see now we got the value of 4, right? So even you can just update, if you want to change the value of your class variable, even you can do in this way. And even there is another way in which you can do that. So by using this objects, so I have created this object, right? Student1 is equal to, I have created an object, right? So I'm just giving enter, and here similar way I'm just giving student1 dot year equal to, oh, let's say now the value is already 4. So I'm just giving, again if I wanna, I'm just giving 3 here. Now if I just print that, you can see we got the value of 3, right? And similarly, if I create another object student2, so I'm just creating another object student2 is equal to, like Ramu 17 and male, I have given that. And now if I just try to access, right? Now if I just try to access student2 dot year, you can see Here in the previous case, when we changed using this object student1, it changed it to 3. Now if I'm just using this student, if I just create a student2 object, and if I just try to access this student2.here, you can see we are getting the same 4, right? So it means that you have to understand that this is the class variable, right? See, this is the class variable. If you are changing value of the class variable using a particular object, the value will be changed only for that particular object. So right, it won't be changed for every object. So that's the reason why we are getting 4 here. So I hope you understood. Like if you want to change the value of class variable, these are the two ways you can just do that. The next thing which I want to discuss is class methods. So these class methods, generally if you want to say, these are the methods which generally based on these class variables. Before discussing these class methods, we already in the previous video already seen these methods, right? These methods take object as a first input, right? It takes object as an first argument, right? We can see first we're gonna give self. So in similar way, these class methods take the class as an first argument. So if you want to create this class method, we're gonna use this decorator class method, and like I'm just creating a method def. So let's say I want to print something, right? I'm just giving the name as class method, name of the method as class method, and for this you have to pass CLS, right? Here when you are creating these methods, we used to pass self, right? Similarly, if you want to pass class name, you don't need to pass this name of the class. You can just give CLS. It automatically takes this class name, right? And here if you want to use some other variables, you can just mention here, or otherwise it's fine, you can just leave that. I'm not taking any variable there. So here I just want to print student is off. I'm just giving placeholder, and here I'm just giving dot format off, and here I want to pass, like I just want to print like student is of like third year. If it is a third year, I just want to print third. Is in fourth year, I just want to print fourth year. So so for that I'm just creating, and here I just want to use this year, right? How can you pass that year? So for example, let's say I'm just mentioning year, and if I just give enter, and you can see now if I just run this, and if I just try to access this student1 dot this class method, right? I'm just using that method name. This is the method, right? So you have to call that using this brackets. You can see here, you can see name year is not defined. So this is not the way you have to pass the class variable, right? If you want to use the class variable, here we have just passed the instance, right? Class instance. So if you want to use that in a similar fashion, in the previous case we have used it like self dot name, right? If you are creating a method, if you are using that instance variable, we have used this self dot name, right? Similarly here we have to use CLS dot year. Now if I just print, you can see here student is of, let's say you can see now if I just enter, right, you can see we got the output, right? Student is of third year. So this is the way you're gonna create class method. If you want to create class method, we are just gonna use this decorator at the rate of class method, and you can just mention the method, and you can just for that method the first argument should be the class instance, and you can just print whatever you want. You can just create whatever functions you want, like whatever logic you want, you can just write that. So that's about this video. So this is the video, like this is the short video explaining this class variables and class methods. I hope you understood the video. If you understood the video, like the video, and if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.